I learned from General Grant that we almost lost Robert, my oldest. He tells the story thusly. He says that Robert, about a year ago, was on a train platform waiting for the train, and there was quite a crowd pushing up to get special tickets. Well, the plane platform was about the same level as the plane entrance, but of course there was a space in between the two, as there commonly is. Well, the crowd pushed him up against the train, and just as he was pushed up against the train started to leave the station. His foot went down between the train and the platform, and he was slowly being dragged under when a gentleman came over, grabbed him by the lapels, and pulled him to safety. Well, he immediately recognized his Savior. Well, you probably would have recognized the name. It's a very famous actor, Edwin Booth. Just an example of the divine mystery, Nicolay.
My first encounter in the Civil War involved the rebel forces of Colonel Thomas Harris. My men were disciplined and ready for action. Well, we were ordered to march to the Salt River in Missouri and overtake Colonel Harris at that point. Well, Harris and his renegades had a reputation for being downright nasty. He was like a rattlesnake that would strike when you least expected it. Well, as we approached the brow of the hill from which it was expected Harris's camp could be seen, I felt my heart get higher and higher until it felt as though it was in my throat. At that point, I would have given anything to be back in Illinois, but I didn't have the courage to halt and consider what to do. So I kept right on. Well, finally, we reached the ridge of the hill. I commanded my men to halt. Slowly, I got down off my horse and I peeked over the top. Well, the place where Harris had been encamped was still there, and the signs of a recent encampment were plainly visible, but the troops were gone. Harris had skedaddled during the night. Well, for a moment, I was befuddled, but then it occurred to me, Harris was as much afraid of me as I was of him. Since then, I've never feared the enemy.